We're on day 2 now. Remember, we have 9 days to beat Molmesh, and then we can draw our next encounter. This one says, hardly out the gate. 15 steps into the journey, 15 steps, and already a Gearloc boot is struck through by an arrow. Luckily, no toes were killed. Teeth are clenched and a painful tug is made while looking around in embarrassment. Yow! Now, sufficiently ticked, it's time to return the favour to the ominous figures at the edge of the woods. A commotion breaks out atop the city wall, interrupting all thoughts. Guards have now spotted the brazen intruders and are notching their arrows. Their help is at the ready. Like it or not, this adventure is underway. So now we're going to face our first battle. And we've got a choice to make here of how we want to fight this battle. Either way, if the battle's lost, place this encounter back on top of your encounter deck. There's nothing we can do. We're going to have to break through this party of baddies surrounding Obendar before we can begin our quest in earnest. Okay, our rewards are good. We get a training point, and we get some loot, and we get an objective point. But if we take this second option here, we get an extra training point. Pretty neat, huh? So let's see what our choices are. Hail the guards for help. At the start of each round, arrows from the wall deal 1 true damage to each baddie. This is recommended for first-time adventurers. Or the second choice, it's time to show Obendar what Gearlocs are made of. With Obendar watching, you feel an extra shot of adrenaline as you prepare for an unassisted battle. We're going to take on this 1-point baddie alone, but we get an extra training point. Now, this 1 point of damage each round should not be underestimated. That's going to make this job a lot easier, and it means we're going to get our progress point, right? So we're going to keep progressing if we get through this thing. If we fail, we're going to lose a day. And that's the key to this game, getting through those days, getting those objective points as quickly as possible. Getting killed in this game, you can't get killed in this game, there's no death in this game. You can get knocked out. So remember, it's generally encounter, battle. Alright, if you defeat and you succeed in the battle, you get the rewards, which is normally an objective point. If you fail in the objective, you don't get your objective point and another day ticks by. If you get knocked out during a battle, you're not going to succeed in that battle, you're losing a day. So the consequences of getting knocked out, the consequences of not being tough enough, are losing days. And if you lose days, that means you've got less time to defeat the tyrant. Okay, so at this stage, my advice is to push on. All right, take the help from those adventurers, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna try and get that extra training point to make the rest of this adventure a little easier. Okay, let's go. So we're gonna have to fight a baddie now, and this is where our battle map comes into play. And the first thing we do is we calculate the number of battle points that we have to face. The number of battle points is the number of Gearlocs, in my case 1, multiply which day we're on. We're on day 2. So you can see this is actually a double whammy. If we fail this, another day will tick by, and this will tick up to day 3. In the moment we've got 1 times 2, 2 baddie points to face. If we fail in this battle, we're going to have to face it again, and this time it will be day 3, so it'll be 1 times 3, 3 baddie points. And every baddie point is going to click out 1 point of baddie up there. If we don't get through this battle successfully, then we're going to quickly lose time, and before we know it, we'll be into the 5-point baddies. Alright? Now, we're never going to face those 20-point baddies with 1 Gearloc and a 9-day mission. Right? The most we can have then is 9 baddie points. But we're going to hit some 5s and some 1s. So these big guys up here, they're gonna hurt you when you've got a bigger party of Gearlocs. There are some encounters that may mess with this and add some baddie points to your BP total. As it goes, we've got 2. 1 times 2. 2 is the number of days, 1 the number of Gearloc. 2 baddie points, which means we're going to face 2 points worth of baddies. Alright. As you'll see, when we get higher up, if we had, say, 6 points of baddies, it would be a 5 plus a 1. So you always take the higher ones first. So we'd have a baddie stack that looks like this, 5 and a 1. As it goes, we're going to have 2 1s, and we're going to try and face these unassisted. Okay. And the first baddie is going to come out, and he's going to come out in lane 1. Alright. The second baddie is going to come out in lane 2. So we've got these chips here to help keep your baddies organised, because these guys are going to be moving around the map and they may end up in lane 3 or lane 4. So we'll have to remember this was the lane 1 baddie just by the colour of its chip. And that's important because the colour of its chip, which lane it's in, determines which initiative die it's using. These are the baddie's initiative dice. We've got one yellow, a purple, green and a blue. And the initiative die is going to go in this initiative track. And depending on the initiative of the baddie, we'll set the die, we'll put it in order. Okay, so let me show you. Let's have a look and see who's in round 1, in lane 1. So in lane 1 is a direwolf pup. That's not so bad. He has an initiative of 3. The value here are the 3 green lines. Alright, so we're going to set this die, the blue one to 3. Okay, and it goes into the initiative track. He gets 3 health. Let's put 3 health chips on him. He's a melee baddie. He's got these cross swords, alright, so he starts here, not here with the range, the bow and arrow. Okay, in lane 2 we have a kobold tracker. He has initiative 6, much higher, so he's going to get the jump on us. But he's only got health 2. And he's ranged. He's going to start back here. Now, this is going to be a tough battle for us. The direwolf pup, he only has 1 attack die, but he has this ability called lashback. Our reference sheet will tell you that lashback means when he's hit by an opposing unit, he'll also automatically do 1 damage back. People who've played Hoplomachus will be familiar with those kind of concepts. The kobold tracker, he does X number of attack dice, and he's got this ability called compound. And what compound does is attack stat is equal to the battle round we're on. Okay, now you start the game. I need to use this round die on round 1. So for the first round of the battle, he's going to do 1 attack die. The second round of the battle, this is going to tick up every time everyone's had a turn in battle. We tick up the round. He's going to do 2 attack die. So we're going to need to take this guy down quickly. Round 1. Well, let's kick things off. We need to position our gearlock. So Nugget's got to come onto the battle map. Now she's melee ranged. What that means is she has the ability to do both melee and ranged attacks. All her attacks are melee unless she gets to use her slingshot. Okay. She also has this long blade, a bolo, and Nugget's dagger. These are skill dice that we'll need to try and get if we can, which are ranged. But for the most part, she's melee. So she's going to start melee, and we want to try and take down that kobold tracker as quickly as possible. So I'm going to put her here. We're in the way of the direwolf pop. Not that it matters. This is always a good place to start, because baddies can't reach you if you're ranged on the first round of the game. Baddies from lane 1, because baddies can move 2 spots and they have to move orthogonally like this, you see. And they can only move 2 spaces, so 1, 2 or 1, 2 means, you know, she's not adjacent. Adjacent is orthogonally adjacent to this melee creature. So that is an option, but I don't have a ranged attack, which means I'm not going to be able to hit this kobold tracker. But I do have a plan. If I can get in before the direwolf pup, if I can roll my wildborn. So let's see. Let's roll my initiative die. This will give me a value from 2 to 5. So I know I'm going to ideally be above the direwolf, but after the kobold, obviously. Let's roll and see. Right, we got a 4. We rolled a 4 here. So with initiative 4, I'm going in this slot here. Okay. So it's going to be kobold tracker first, then Nugget, then the pup. So not only compound, but the kobold tracker, who's going first, with 1 attack dice, is hardy. And that means any time that we damage this guy, the damage is going to be reduced by 1, and that's once per turn. As it goes, they've just got 1 attack dice. They're attacking Nugget. Let's see what happens. Oh, a miss. A miss is good. Alright, excellent. Good start. Okay. Now, Nugget's turn. So, that's him done. Nugget's up next. And what Nugget would like to do is scare off the direwolf pup. So we're going to use this. Now we've got 3 dexterity. That means I get to roll 3 dice. This is one of them. Alright, put your dice in the prep area here. I don't mind misses, I don't mind bones. This thing gives 1 bone, and this is a red bone. You have to use it as a bone. And any bones that you use go on your backup plan here. But that's cool, because this allows me to collect stones, which allows me to do ranged attacks. At the moment I can't do ranged attacks, because my sling stones die is set to 0. I can collect stones by using bones, and that will clock this up, and then I can start doing ranged attacks. But I really want to do damage to that kobold, and the only way I'm going to do that now is to use my attack, and I've got attack 2. Okay, so I can use 2 attack dice, and my defense is 1, so I can use 1 defense die, but I've only got a dexterity of 3, which means I can only use 3, not 4 dice. So I'm going to try and go all out for the attack. I really want to try and roll a 2 here and do 3 damage. I know this is going to be reduced by 1, but there's also bones on here. And that's what I'm going to go with. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay. Yeah, maybe this isn't such a good plan, because I'm going to have to use 1 dex to move up next to him like this. And 1 dex means I roll 1 less die. I think I'm going to have to let this one go. Yeah, let's let this one go. Let's save this. I'm going to roll the 2 attack dice and hope I can take out this tracker as quickly as possible. Yeah, so movement, orthogonally, 1 dexterity is used to move 1 spot. And this is one thing I like about the changes they've made since my Kickstarter preview, is that the battle map is now much more dynamic. It looks very different. There's a lot of movement going on here. There's positional play. Right, so I've made a decision to sacrifice 1 of my dice to move positions. I'm going to do it again, because if I manage to kill this guy, I want to back away from the direwolf pup as much as possible, so I can then build up and get enough bones to do ranged attacks on him. But we'll see. Maybe it's a little bit too soon for that. Let's see. Let's roll. So 2 attack dice is what I'm doing. Okay, and I've got a 1 and a 1. And that's my damage. So it's not enough to kill him. Remember, he's hardy, so this is going to be reduced by 1. I do 1 damage, he's down to 1. Okay. That's me done. Next up is the direwolf pup. And he's got 1 attack die on me. Remember, his lashback is if I hit him, he hits me. Okay, so he's going to attack Nugget with 1 attack dice. Let's see what he does. And yeah, he hit me for 1 damage. Okay, that's the end of the round. So we take this over to round 2. And next up is the tracker once more. So he's got 2 attack dice now. Let's see what he does. And he's got a 1 and a bone. Whew, we were lucky. Next is me. And this time I'm going to roll 2 attack and my Wildborn. And I want to try and attack him. Okay, this is it, we've got him. Alright, so 2 damage, reduced by 1 because of hardy, is enough to kill the tracker. We'll remove his die. This gets discarded. Now we can use our Wildborn as well, which rolled a 5. What this means is I can send any 5-point or less baddie off the battle map to rejoin the battle queue. They will join at full health, but that's okay. I've not hit the direwolf pup yet. And when they rejoin, which will be at the start of the next round, they're going to join at the bottom of the battle queue, of the initiative meter. Okay, so he goes off the board, which means this die goes off to the side. This has been spent and exhausted. All exhausted dice go at the side of your player mat. Now I can't use this again. I can only use Wildborn, well, for one it's exhausted, but I can't use it unless enemies outnumber the number of gearlocks. So what that means though is I've delayed things a little bit. I'm here, where now there's no more dice, I've ended my turn, there's no more dice here on the initiative meter. So we head into round 3. The Direwolf Pop is going to rejoin at the bottom. 1 and 5 point baddies always start at the bottom, 20 point baddies always start at the top. He's going to rejoin here at full health, 1, 2, 3, but I get first go on round 3. I mean, this is why I know those guys helping me from the battlements, if they were knocking health off now and I'd used Wildborn, although he would have knocked him down to 2, he would have rejoined again at 3. Right, I can't do anything now other than 2 attack and 1 defense. I still don't have any bones. I haven't thrown any bones, which means I haven't got anything ranged. So I'm going to throw in a defense die. I've got 1 defense. So yeah, 2 attack, 1 defense. That's my 3 dexterity. I mean, I could move away, but then I won't be able to attack him. Yeah, we're going to have to try and... Well, I might be able to do it. He's got 3 health. Let's see. Okay, I've got a bone and 2 damage. So I'm going to collect stones, put that there. 2 attack, 2 damage. He's got lashback, that does 1 hit on me, so I'm down to 2 health. He's down to 1 health, and he gets to hit me. Let's see. Yeah, let's see how he does. I mean, there's a chance he'll roll a 2 and knock me out, since my defense missed, which I didn't want, obviously. Let's see. 1 in 6 chance. It's a 1. Okay. Right, we're still standing. We've got 1 health left still. And we're heading into round 4. Incidentally, if we hit round 5 and then round 6, beyond, everyone's fatigued. Everyone takes 1 damage per round in the battle. Alright, I could use my stones. I could take a step backwards. I haven't got enough dex to move out of his reach. No, I think I'm just going to have to go for it. First thing I'm going to do is use this. You can use your bones once per turn and collect stones. Alright, so let's use this. Take this up from 0 to 1. I'll be ready for the next battle. And with my 3 dice, it's going to be 2 attack, 1 defense again, just in case this misses. But I'm not going to use this. I'm going to use my melee attack. Incidentally, lashback. You might say, well, if I hit him, then his lashback's going to do 1 damage to me as well. You can't, lashback doesn't work on the last point of damage that takes him out. So if I kill him, he doesn't get to use his lashback, basically. So that's right, lashback. If hit by an adjacent opposing unit, this unit will immediately do damage back. Cannot lashback on a blow that defeats this unit. Yeah. So if we defeat him, we're okay. And that's enough, that'll do it. We've got 2 attack, 1 defense. We can put our defense up if we wish. Not that it matters, because we've killed him. He's gone. We've won the battle. Which means we can reset ready for the next battle. We come back to our battle map. Active slots gets cleared. Locked. If we've locked anything in here, then these can stay. These stay, this counter stays. Exhausted dice, they come back. We keep our health as it is, but now we get to choose our rewards. And it says we get 1 training point, 1 progress, 1 training point plus a loot. And because of Nugget's innate treasure seeker, she gets to draw 2 loot and discard 1. So let's take our 2 training points first. I really want to increase my dex, so 1 up here. And I'd really like to increase my defense as well, possibly my attack, but no, I'm going to take a skill die. Actually, maybe not dex. I'm not ready for that yet. Am I? Yeah, let's do that. Let's increase our dex and let's take lucky. Lucky has lots of different sides. What lucky will do is, before a battle, I can change the side. Alright, so it starts blank. Before a battle I can change it. So if I say stick it here, anytime my battle roll is completely devoid of bones, I don't roll any bones, I can add 1 defense. Okay, I can add 1 up here in the active slot. Okay, this side says add 1 to the damage applied. So if I rolled an attack and got 1 attack, I can add 1, 2 attack. Okay. This one says recover, heal 1 HP. Right, and this one says add a bone to my backup plan, so I can go and do this. Or if there's already one there, I can move it up 1 spot. So lucky can be pretty useful. That's what I want to get next. That's my 2 training. The reason I wanted dexterity is to just give me that extra ability to move and play a little bit more positionally on the battle map. I mean, health is good. Yeah, maybe next time. Okay, we'll see how that works out. We draw loot, that's our next thing. Now remember, we draw 2 and discard 1. Let's see what we get. We have a tattered map. At the start of a new day, draw an additional encounter card and choose which one you want. Reflex powder, reroll any 1 die on your turn, including training, lockpicking, initiative. Yeah, I'm going to take reflex powder. Yeah, I like this. If you experience enhanced performance for longer than 4 hours, see a doctor immediately, is the reflex powder warning. This has got 2 uses, so I can use it once, and I twist it, and then this 1 is now face up, and I use it again, it's discarded. Alright, so you've got this nice little twisty mechanism to record the number of uses on your cards. What's next? 1 progress point. We're heading up the map. Now we head into recovery phase, and for this recovery phase there's really only 1 viable option. We can't trade loot, we can't make a lockpicking attempt. If we have some trove loot here, we can make a lockpicking attempt. Hopefully I'll show you that on the next turn. And now we've got the individual options. One of these, rest and recover, search for better loot, or scout. Well, I'm going to do rest and recover. Heal to full HP, so I get my 4 HP back up to 5, ready for the next encounter. Join me next time as we continue the quest for more mesh.